We are a mind, body, and spirit. And you know, one thing is so important is that we take care of our bodies, our temples, and it's something that I'm super passionate about. And that's why I wanted to dedicate a whole episode to just that, about fitness and faith. And I'm super excited. I'm here in the Strip District in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and we're at Walk, Run, Lift Studio here. And it is part of an incredible business, an incredible fitness app called Walk at Home, where they're inspiring thousands of people, not only here in Pittsburgh, but all around the world, to literally walk, to move, and to live in the power and just knowing how important it is to take care of our bodies. I'm super excited because I'm having a conversation with Taja Wilson. She's the executive director at Walk at Home and Walk Productions, and she's here at Walk Run Studio, and she leads classes. She's a super coach, and if you've seen it on YouTube, you've seen her beautiful face on there as well, and she's going to share the heart, the soul behind Walk at Home, and also a bit of her story. And we're going to get into hope molecules. You know, there's a way that our bodies are designed, that are connected, that when we work out, it literally brings hope and these powerful endorphins to our mind to help alleviate things of like mental illness and just disease and things that are going on in our bodies. So I'm really excited for this episode. And also you want to stay tuned because we're going to do a little workout in between. Got my workout clothes, so be sure to like watch, and then a little later you can get in your living room, your bedroom, wherever you're walking from, because we're going to do a little bit of movement. And so the glory hour starts right now. I am so excited to be here with Taja Wilson. She's the executive director of Walk at Home and Walk Productions. And we are here at Walk, Run, Lift Studios here in the Strip District. Friend, I'm so excited.
Hi, Sydney.
I'm
it's so good
excited
to see you. Yes. Welcome to the Walk, Run, Lift Studio. Couldn't imagine having a better friend to come in and talk to. I always love seeing you, Sydney.
Yeah, so Taja and I, we've had, our friendship is like blooming and growing, and you know, you are such an incredible woman of God. You do so many things, and you're just such a shining star. And so just want to hear a little bit about your story before we hear more about Walk, Run, Lift, and Walk at Home, because there's so many incredible things that you do. So tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Oh, thank you so much. But first and foremost, all those same things right back at you. Everybody knows what an amazing person you are. So I thank you for your gracious intro. But my name's Taja Wilson. I'm a Pittsburgh native, and I played college basketball coming up through high school here in Pittsburgh area, and went on to play at Michigan State and Xavier. And so really sports were a huge part of my upbringing and my life. And so much of the time I found that my sport and fitness and faith were just crossing so much. And really the peak of that was in college. I joined a group called Athletes in Action, which is a supportive group where faith and sport unite, and I was like, I found my people. And so it was amazing. Unfortunately, I went through college, which was the best experience, but I got injured. I wasn't able to play professionally like I wanted to, but God always has another avenue. One door shuts, another door opens, and I've found my way in production and television and fitness and hosting fitness, and also here at the Walk, Run, Lift Studio, and being able to work out amongst the community every day is such a blessing. So truly, that's what's kind of in a nutshell led me to this point in talking to you today.
Yeah, and you know, I've had the wonderful opportunity to work out with Taja. They're super, like, girl, you don't play.
Oh.
It's intense, but it's beautiful. And so I just love how, you know, everything is coming around full circle. You know, like just God, you know, had you in one place and starting out with the basketball, but now you're able to take everything that you've learned and you're bringing your light and your faith in such an incredible way that is so inspiring and changing so many lives. And so tell us a little bit about Walk at Home for those who aren't familiar with Walk at Home, because it's incredible the work that you all do.
Yes, absolutely. So Walk at Home was started over 3 decades ago. We're talking leg warmers, we're talking 80s hair, all based by Leslie Sandstone. So she created this beautiful program, and out of her fitness studio in Pennsylvania. And so people were saying, oh, you know, what do we do when you go out of town? You know, how do we work out with you? Or when we're on vacation? She started giving them DVD or VHSs back then. So she had a guy come in with a big, huge camcorder at the time in the 80s, and they recorded VHSs, and she distributed them, and the rest is history. Truly, it went from there to DVDs, to online distribution, and now through our YouTube channel, Walk at Home, and Walk at Home, the app, which has been amazing. And Leslie has garnered, and well-deserved, a following all over the world. You know, sometimes it's funny, we'll have live workouts, live streams. So we work out with people all over, no matter what time it is. A woman in Hungary said, hey, my husband's sleeping, but I'm walking with you guys, but stepping really quietly. So yeah, it's a beautiful long-time brand that's based on at-home workouts. So you can do it anytime, anywhere, and with our app, they're on demand. So there's hundreds of workouts you can choose from, but it's all based on the science-based evidence of the benefits of walking, truly.
Yeah,
yes.
It's incredible because so many, like thousands upon thousands of lives have been changed. And there's also like a spiritual undercurrent into this all too. Can you share a little bit about it? Because it's amazing.
Absolutely. And you know what? So much of it, even down to the music, Sydney, in classes together, but also in our workouts, you know, music is one of the biggest motivators, and we find little ways we can sprinkle in faith everywhere. You know, a verse that always comes to my mind is Romans 12:12, you know, be joyful in hope, patient in affliction, and faithful in prayer. Sometimes I go through that verse during a class because I'm like, you're going to face that affliction, pain, and we kind of break ourselves down to build ourselves up stronger. So absolutely, you know, just thinking about that, and throughout the workouts, wanting them to be easy, accessible to everybody, achievable, but at the same time effective. So all three of those always make for a good workout.
And I know for me, just even coming here, and I've done like the classes like with you, and I've done the walking, like it literally does transform something in your spirit. Like just for me, I've always had a connection with working out and putting like worship on, or just something about, like, you know, our bodies are a temple, like the temple of the Holy Spirit, but just having an opportunity to move in your body. And even when you're facing adversity and you're facing trials, like you can take it all out on that treadmill, you can take it all in that moment.
Yes, Sydney, you hit the nail on the head, truly. I think about that in the way of which I connected sport and faith so much, and why it's an easy thing, like in life, just as we take that spiritual piece, I apply it to the field, you know, and vice versa. So being able to, you know, have that upbeat, like today I get to work out. I'm blessed to move, blessed to, you know, talk to you, walk with you, which we're going to do.
Yes, we are. We're like, stay tuned. We're going to do a little walk, and like, now it's probably not going to be the super intense ones with the Taja's the classes, but it's going to be a little introduction, everybody.
It's going to be exciting. But totally, you know, everywhere that we can fit that beautiful, joyful piece of the way that God has wired us and given us the ability to move, we're going to do it. So I love that, and that's honestly what drew me to the incredible nature of the Walk at Home brand. Leslie, who created this brand, and she truly walks that walk.
It's amazing. It's something that I remember we talked about, that you inspired me. You talk about hope molecules.
Yes.
There's something, there's like a tying with science and the body and hope. So can you explain like the hope molecules?
Oh, Sydney, I love that you said that. Okay, so we're always trying to do continuing education here, and a lot of us are ACE certified, and let me tell you, that really changed my perspective of just seeing all the things that have to go right for our bodies to even wake up in the morning, and, you know, to be able to move, it's a blessing. So the hope molecules, there are secreted by our muscles, and basically they send messages to our brains to make us happy and kind of joyful in that hope, right? So anytime we kind of maybe experience a season of we're downcast or a feeling of depression, you know, being active and moving the body is physically proven to boost that mood. And so when reading about this, I said, you know, God wants us to move, be active, and feel good. And that's just one of the bonuses of being able to work out, and especially in this profession, seeing it, like you were saying, on people's faces and in classes. And we call them walk stars for Walk at Home. People who have experienced major transitions, not only physically, but like you're saying, spiritually, mentally. And I feel like all three are intertwined, you know, a symbiotic relationship between all of that and your physical, mental, and spiritual fitness.
You know, one thing I'd like to go into, because I know there's a lot of stories of people just having that, you know, experience of just doing the walking and the exercise, but it goes beyond exercising. It's a total life transformation. Can you share some of the testimonies? I mean, it's incredible how people's lives have been totally transformed just by this.
Absolutely. So with the Walk at Home, brand as a whole. This has been going for, pretty much since I was born.
Yeah.
So to think of all the people who were touched, we'll receive messages from people who said, hey, I was walking one day and my husband said, what's that? What are you doing there? He joined in and hasn't stopped. So now their whole family does it together. We have family walks, which we love that too. So just that nature of it being contagious, of health and heart health especially. In families. So we absolutely love that idea.
I think it's beautiful. And what has it been like for you, Taja? Because you're a super coach, and so you're leading classes here, but people see your beautiful face at on the YouTube channel at Walk at Home. And so what has it been like for you to just leading so many people that you see in person, but also there's thousands around the world that are like taking part in this? What's it been like for you?
Right, it's the biggest gift, honestly, and just being able to have people trust you, and that's number one, which motivates me, like I said, to keep up that continuing education, understand not only what we're doing, what move we're doing, but why are we doing it? Why is it beneficial to me? So that with that privilege becomes definitely a responsibility, but in a great way. It's a beautiful burden to be able to express and help people understand how their bodies work and learn in the process. Truly, I still don't know it all, which is the most beautiful thing. Is like it's like nature. It's boundless. Our bodies, God is constantly revealing things, about how it works and why it works for one person and not the next. But truly, at the end of the day, seeing that element of so many people coming together and a full experience. We've had our walk in worship workout. And those are just the best. And so seeing everybody transform mind, body, spirit is so evident and makes us happy.
Taja, something that you said that really hit my spirit is you said it's a beautiful burden that you're carrying when it comes to people, their health, and helping them to move forward with that, even, in faith. And so I just when you said that, I was just like, oh, that is just even thinking about that responsibility and how you have to put together different routines and things. Is there anything that inspires you when you're putting together the different routines or the different things to do? What inspires you? Because I'm telling you, like the first time I remember doing like a class with you, it was a whole different experience. I mean, girl, you lured me out. I was like, oh my gosh, Taja, stop playing. So how are you inspired to put different things together?
Yes. Oh my goodness. Like truly like I said, it's that beautiful burden of wanting to educate folks on how they can move and how easy it is, truly. Like, of course, you have to put the work in, but if you keep showing up for yourself daily, those results are going to come. Your body's going to thank you. You're going to be mentally more clear, physically, and wanting to share that sort of euphoric, endorphins-based experience with others is really where I love to come from, because it's like, I don't want all this joy that I feel like, after workout just bottled up in me. I want to share it, and I want everybody to experience it from head to toe. And we always talk about, especially heart health too. We partner a lot with American Heart Association. We do heart walks, but truly is the most important muscle in the body. And so I'm a big advocate of heart health as well across the board. For people, it can be the #1 killer, and so being able to walk it off, and walk your way strong and healthy to a heart is just a small piece of everything, but a very helpful piece. And so truly that's what it ignites my fire, is wanting other people to experience that and feel it and share it at the end of the day.
Yeah, like it's definitely a gift that God has given you, that there is, I've seen you and, the headset on, you're ready. But it's even when during the classes, is that what I love. And even during, the videos you see, you're not just leading us through like the different moves, but you're also encouraging us. And there's these spiritual underpinnings that it's so evident in there that like it's a whole life transformation. It's beyond going from, this is not just a workout, but this isn't, it's like work. I mean, it is worship.
Yes, absolutely. And that's me just taking, honestly, everything that I've learned from my physical fitness and sports experience, but also my experience with this beautiful brand. And like I said, when you have folks who walk the walk, who are in leadership roles here, that trickles down all the way to every member that walks in here or walks with us online. And it is just such a blessing to truly be able to move. And we have workouts for people of all abilities. So if you need to be seated, we have workouts for that. If you are only able to do a couple of moves, you stay to those moves and you do it to the best of your ability, and those results are going to come. So it's good. And
I love the versatility of it and including everybody, because sometimes it comes to working out and fitness, it can be very intimidating.
Yes.
But I just love that the heart is like, hey, everybody can do something.
Absolutely, absolutely. We wanted to make it just so accessible. I learned something too throughout continuing education was most people, I think it's some percentage, I don't want to get it wrong, but people are just hesitant to even walk in the door because, of a treadmill or not knowing how to operate it or what can I expect. We aim to eliminate all barriers. You are welcome. Come as you are. If you can walk, you can do this workout. If you can move in this way, move your arms, you can do this workout. And I think that's really our secret sauce, is our power in the efficiency of the moves, the basic nature, that everybody can do it together and especially have fun doing it.
Yeah.
So that's the best.
There's definitely power. Just one thing even when you were talking, it reminds me of, I remember we had a conversation in here, and there's even something, because I think when you go to the gyms, you see the mirrors.
Yes.
Like there's something about, and maybe like in the natural sensing, like that seems kind of like narcissistic, you staring yourself in the mirror, but there is, I remember we were talking about, there's a power when you're able to look in the mirror. Can you just talk a little bit about that? Because even you've seen it with people looking in the mirrors, like working out with themselves.
Absolutely, there is something special about seeing your reflection in that mirror, right? And so many times we've had people who are hesitant, and sometimes I'll whisper in the ear, hey, you're made in the image of God. You are perfect. You are working on where you want to be, but right now you are mighty. You have that power inside of you. We had one member who came in and it was her first time in. She's like, hey, I don't want to look in the mirrors. I don't want to, be a part of that, but in the best way. By the end, we had her, in the mirror, looking at her form, how to work different muscles, educated about different muscles. I think that also helps too, is understanding, hey, what am I working? What am I doing? Why am I doing this? And it was a journey too, and I think as she understood that, hey, my fitness is more than just kind of the expectations of what I had for myself, but my journey itself. Yeah. And so she would always, take a peek in the mirror and was learning, and it was so gratifying to see that change, just mental block down. She said, Taj, I was able to do this. I walked 5 miles today, and that is why we do it.
Yeah.
It's the best, yes.
I think even when you're talking about, when you're looking in the mirror, because I know there's times I'm lifting weights and it's just, I have a certain song on, I'm just going and but this whole idea of being connected to your body.
Yes.
And in a culture and a society where there's so much imagery, so much conversation about body image and different things, what would you say when it comes to your body is so important to remember, especially from a spiritual sense as well?
Yes, oh my goodness, that's such a good question. The first thing I thought about was the mind-body connection, right? So whenever you're working out, physically thinking, it's proven that thinking about the muscle helps you work it better. So I even feel like, it's a healthy experience overall to understand why our body does what it does. And that's always the biggest thing, which is what I try to share. I think about all the kids with social media and who are exposed to so much, but if, being built up in the way of understanding fitness, I wish they had it in even like PE, that's great. I love that. I love that they, express why the body functions a certain way. I think that sharing it with the youth is so helpful coming up. When you're younger and you understand those things, that can change your mindset and transform it from a biblical perspective. Like God made me like mighty and able to do this from a very young age and going on. So we love that.
And I know too, it's like on your heart because you've had basketball clinics like in here and with the youth, and your heart is very focused on these because you understand firsthand from your experience and what you walk through how important is having sports and just connecting to a team, how it builds you up and empowers you for when you're an adult.
It's so true. I honestly feel that sports and fitness lay the groundwork for the playing field of life, I think about sometimes when I come in here and I'm really amped up, you know, it's like, they're like, Taj, it's a Monday, okay, relax. But, you know, I just love to have that team-oriented experience. In fact, I think that's really why boutique fitness spaces like even Walk, Run, Lift Studio are thriving, because of the idea that it's similar to a team aspect, which is what I experienced in college with basketball, and, you know, motivating each other, you know, tracking, you know, your fitness, not necessarily your weight, that'll come, but you know, what you're able to do, how you move differently. And we always say that we are training you for activities of daily living, meaning, hey, I picked up those grocery bags just like I picked up these dumbbells, I pushed overhead like I pick up my grandbaby, things like that. That's why we do it. You know, that's just one of the many benefits of being able to work out, is to see what you can do and to strive for more through life. Longevity is like really a big theme in fitness these days, so that's what we're aiming for.
I love that. Even when you're saying like the grocery bags, I never even thought of that, of like picking up, because sometimes they're heavy and hard, but just I love that practical application, because it's not, sometimes I think for those of us who aren't, you know, per se like in the fitness world all the time, it can seem so separate, but I love like here at Walk at Home and the philosophy and the model, and is, hey, it's all interconnected. It's not one is outside the other. And like even what I love about I think it was like the first time I like came here and did a class, and I think there was like 50 of us in here, and we were all different backgrounds, all different ages, and it was that team feeling, like we're all in this together, and just there's something very powerful about that. Like it doesn't matter if you're 20, you're 30, you're 50, you're 70, you're 80, 90 years old, we're all in this together, we're all on the team of life. And I think, you know, fitness is a beautiful way. There's so much contention, there's so much pressure and division going on in the world, but there's something about when you come into a workout class, it doesn't matter, we're all in this together, you know, whether it's the 45 minutes on the clock, we gotta get, you know what I mean, get through it. There's something that breaks it down, and you're able to cultivate and talk to people different. I know that's what this space has like really done for me, like Walk at Home and being part of it. It's just, I've had a very different connection with people, and it's incredible.
Sydney, that truly makes my heart smile. Honestly, just hearing that, that's what we strive for, that's what we aim for. You know, even thinking about the history of Walk, Run, Lift. Like I said, 3 decades, there are walkers who have been with us since the 80s who are still strong walkers today, saying, hey, my nieces and nephews are walking with me. My grandchildren are walking with me. I'm 85 years old, but you know, we walk with you. We see we can move and be healthy. I think it is one of the great things that unifies us, but also levels the playing field, you know? One of my biggest things on my heart is always active agers. So whenever I think about a lot of people who have been doing Walk at Home for years, and we're, you know, sometimes we're looking at the camera, we don't physically see them, but we feel like in our minds we know them and who we're there for. I definitely love the element of active aging and, like I said, longevity piece, because you can have that beautiful quality of life. The goal is to always, you know, move and be as independent as we can, and I feel like even that is beautiful for mental health as well, and just being able to move and be, you know, mobile. There's a blessing in that.
You know, when you touched on, I know mental health is such a big topic, and you know, importance of fitness, and even when you were speaking, God like dropped in my spirit of like the scripture, we walk by faith and not by sight. And so even when you're working out, when you're walking, sometimes it is a faith walk, like you're walking by faith, and you don't necessarily, sometimes we don't know what's going on in our bodies, or we don't know what's happening, but there's a power that you can connect to, and we know that power is Jesus. But like when you're connecting with your physical body and just realizing the temple of God is inside of you, there's something that really transforms you.
It's true. Oh my goodness. Yes, when you know it's bigger than just you, and maybe a situation that you're facing, and you feel like, oh, I just need an outlet, you know, and it's like you feel transformed at the end of a workout. And it's so true. Our bodies are so resilient and made to do so much and work in conjunction, like we talked about the hope molecules, and I just love that.
Yeah, it is truly beautiful. And you also have one thing I love, that you are really about helping others, and you're an entrepreneur. So tell us a little bit about your business, Sweat Nothing.
Oh, thank you, Sydney. Yes, so I was really inspired a few years ago. I used to work at ESPN, and we would ride the train sometimes from Bristol, Connecticut, in the middle of nowhere, to New York City. And so I would really see a lot of even kind of like these buildings, like homes, high rises. And I said, where's the green spaces for the kids to play when I was on these long subway rides? And it really inspired me to create a brand that helped others and gave back. So Sweat Nothing was born because the other thing I had on my spirit was it's not only like how we treat our body, what we eat, but also what we put on our body. So Sweat Nothing is a skincare line for athletes. It's the first of its kind, so we're excited. We have our signature product, which is like a soap bar. I don't want to get too into it, but it's so important. And when I was thinking of it, like, what we put on our body dictates so much. Our skin is our largest organ, so that right there, I'm just like, wow, that is an element of, like, you know, protecting our temple, you know, from everything. Like you said, there's so much in the world, whether it's food or but that's definitely one of my passions, and so it's not only for necessarily athletes, but active people of all ages. I wanted to create something that people would be like, hey, I want to share this with my child, and it's safe. And all of the products are free of any parabens or sulfates and truly made with natural ingredients, which has been a blessing. We're still growing, but all of a portion of all proceeds goes back to underserved youth sports programs globally. So we've done some donations to places that make basketball courts in Africa, or like Dick's Sporting Goods. They have a program, Sports Matter campaign, so many good places. Aaron Donald's Foundation, 8099, a lot of different places. Charlie Badge, Best of the Badge for the kids. So they're just trying to directly give back and thinking of that day when I was riding on the subway and like, how can we actively just put good things out in the community? Because there's not always that, you know, with products like that we can truly trust, and so I hope to be that.
Yeah, and I think just everything that you're doing, I mean, it's amazing. I always love hearing people's stories and this what's inside of them, and just even seeing you and meeting you and just knowing you and like our conversations that we've had, like it is truly amazing what God is doing and how he's using you and how you are truly shining your light in such a beautiful, incredible way. And I'm just like so honored and grateful like for you. And I think you don't recognize how many lives that you're changing and you're touching, whether it's here in the Strip District or whether you're streaming out on YouTube. I mean, it is incredible, y'all, to see like what you're doing. I mean, at Walk at Home, it's amazing how you can see God's hand is upon it and influencing and touching so many people's lives. And it's truly, truly remarkable. And I just believe, you know, it's 30 years in, but there's so much more to come.
So true. Oh, first of all, thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like I need that motivational speech every day in the morning when I wake up in the mirror. But truly, Sydney, like that light that inspires me, that fire inside is truly from him. And I say that in a way that I just want to keep achieving more to help others and walk that walk. And so I just thank you so much, even for what you have said and all that you do on your platform. She's really just amazing, guys. Like, she's truly like this every day. So I had to, yes, you are just an amazing person.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you. Well, speaking of amazing, we're going to do a little workout. We're going to Taja, so like, I'm really excited. Now, do you have an idea yet what we're going to be doing?
Sure. We could do a quick demo of the 4 core moves of the Walk at Home program.
Ooh, okay.
You want to do that?
Yeah, that'll be super fun.
Okay, awesome.
Hey, Glory Hour family, I am super excited because it's the moment we've all been waiting for. We have Super Coach Taja. She's going to be leading us in some basic moves from Walk at Home. So make sure you can get up, stretch, get ready, because we're going to have a little bit of fun. We're going to sweat a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I'm so excited. We got a little mini walk going. We can clear out that coffee table and all those Legos and things and have fun.
All right. So take it away. Take it away,
Awesome.
Taja.
Well, there are 4 basic moves in the Walk at Home program. And Sydney, we're doing the first one already right here. It's just the walk. So we walk in place. Good. And nice and light on our feet as we pick up our feet. Good. Pumping those arms. Just getting that blood flow going. Always good to have a nice little warm up as we move. Our second move, they're side steps, and I know you know this.
I know the
Can you cue us in 4, 3, 2, and 1? Good. Hey, there it is, right to those sides. She's a pro. I mean, you can just teach this whole thing, Sydney. Yes. I love it. So these are side steps. We just step out to the side, getting that lateral motion going. So good, because we don't do that in everyday life, you know? So we like to go in all directions in this workout. Good. So we can go back to that walk. We always go back to the walk in between in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey, right there. Good.
Walk it out.
So that's 2 down. We got our third move, which are kicks. They're coming in 4, in 3, and 2, and 1. Good, and kick. Beautiful. Oh, those are nice high kicks.
Hey. You can go high, go low.
Yes, exactly. And you know, the body, from the minute we put our feet in motion, right, we get benefits. Just being able to move, to breathe, you'll feel that heart rate, you know, increase a little bit, which is so good for the body. So we do those kicks. We'll do 4 more. 4, and 3, 2, and 1, and back to that walk. Good. So we always tell people, if ever you have to go back to that walk, it's always right here for you. If you can walk, you can do the entire workout.
Love it.
So our fourth moves, yay, we're making progress. We're 2 knee lifts in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We lift, lift. Excellent, right there. And we always say belly button to spine because we want that core engaged, right? For that good alignment.
Yeah.
Our whole body is really in use as we do this workout, which is why it's so effective, that full body workout. And I love it. Good. We'll do a couple more here. 4, and 3, 2, and 1. Good. And walk it out right there. Excellent. So that's it. Those are the 4 basic moves. Now we also have a little more fun.
Yes.
With
bring us
some
some fun,
moves.
Taja. Bring us some fun.
Yes, if you joined us on one of our very special shoots, you were
I
awesome.
did. Yes, in Chicago was awesome.
Yes. So as we always do, we always find that beat too. I meant to say that before. So the beat is our speed in this workout. So whenever we listen for it, we say, okay, there it is. Hey, and that's the speed at which our feet move. So I remember I said we go in all directions, right? So we want to try some 2 up, 2 back.
Yeah, can I toss the band?
Oh yeah, we can toss it right now. Good,
good,
good. Yeah. We'll use that later. We'll go up to 2 back, 2 up, 2 back in 4, and 3, 2, and 1. We'll go up, 2, and back. 2, good. Moving in every direction and back. 2, good. Another way, we don't move in daily life, right? Like
we
this.
don't.
Going backwards, so good for knee health, for the body, just brain health even, balance and coordination.
Yes.
All of it, Sydney. Good. We'll do 1 more. Good. And back. Right here, and walk it out. Good. Now, we can go to one of my all-time favorite moves as well.
Taja, what's your favorite move?
As we build it up, we widen our stance right here. They're called kickbacks.
Yep.
Good. And everybody, they can follow us when they're ready. But we'll go in 4, 3, 2, and 1, and use this leg. Good. Kicking back. That hamstring initiates that curl. It's like, whoa, we're working the back of our bodies right now. And we can feel it. Oh, I love that move. See, you're adding the arms.
That's a Taja move. I remember, I was like, this is definitely the heartbeat. My heart is
all you. I want you to lead this. Because when we add those arms, it just means a higher calorie burn.
Yeah.
Again, that balance and coordination, working the brain. So much fun. We'll go 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And walk it out. And now we can grab those bands. Oh, and we got a good tune for it too.
Yes.
Okay. So whenever we grab the band, we always say these are our 7-loop fitness bands. So you can tailor the resistance to where you'd like. And the bands don't have to be even. Like if you have 1 loop on this side, 2 loops, you can just have fun with it. And you can keep those feet moving for that effectiveness. So full body workout. So let's start with a nice simple chest press. Push up and in. Hey, right there. Excellent. Just like we would with a pair of dumbbells, right? Pushing. Good. And the muscle is really sculpted on that resistance on the way back. So we put that effort forward. We blow out that air. Good. Excellent. And we can even go up overhead. Ooh, she's on it, folks. Good. Good. Excellent. Let's go 4 more. Good. And 3, 2, and 1. Excellent, Sydney. You're doing so good. I just want to high five you.
Oh no, Taja, this is I feel my heart beating. I hope everybody's like, it's hitting it.
We're getting a little sweaty.
Yes.
So we can even go to mini squats.
Okay.
So it's a nice wide stance here, and we just sit, pop up, sit, pop up. Good. We don't even need to count down. We're already past that little warm up. So we'll get into it. And we
this
can
is just
add,
a warm up. This is just a warm up.
Well, we're into it now.
Yes.
We're into that first nice intensity that we're adding here. Good. And we just twist in the core, right? Side to side. We can even feel that in our middle. Working our waistlines while we walk. So fun. We do that in class. Good. A couple more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Excellent. So we can even bring the band around, Sydney.
I know.
And
yes,
we can
yes.
work the back of our upper body too.
Okay.
So you know how sometimes we have that back pain from hunching or sitting at our desk all day? This helps us build that nice strong muscle. So we pull back. Excellent. Like we're trying to squeeze a piece of paper in between those shoulder blades there. Yeah, good. And you're trying to hold it like, oh, thank you for that paper. Good. Yeah. Good. Good. And so when the band opens, good, our back muscles are initiating that. And when it closes, our pecs are controlling it. Good. So it's kind of the opposite of what we would think.
It's
good.
amazing what these bands can do.
It truly is. Let's do 2 more and 1. Excellent. So I want to show you a couple more.
Okay.
Since it's a mini walk.
This is mini.
Yeah. And these are some ways at which you can do it to really mimic dumbbells as well. So we got stationary movements like a nice biceps curl. So it's working the front of the arm. Good. Nice and strong here, which is beautiful. Good. So we can do 3 more. Let's do 3 strong ones. Good. 2 and 1. Excellent job, Sydney. And we can even put our other foot in and work the lower body in the same way. So some mini squats right here with the band. How's that feel?
Taja, feels wonderful.
Good. So I hope you enjoyed this as well, because these are just ways you can get active. You can do this anywhere.
Yeah, it's
we have
easy.
students who do these moves in their dorm rooms before an exam, just to get the blood flow going. You know, their creativity is boosted, all the good things. So, yep, 1 more. What do you say?
Okay, 1 more. We'll do 1 more.
Perfect. So yeah, I could go on forever, but Sydney, it's always so much fun walking with you.
This was great. These moves were awesome. They're wonderful. Y'all, I'm a little out of breath. But this is so wonderful. And just even having that movement and just getting going, those hope molecules.
Absolutely.
Getting them activated.
They're flowing. They're activated. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Taja, for this. This is great. I hope you at home, I'm like trying to catch, sometimes it's hard to talk.
Oh my goodness, me too. I'm with you, Sydney. I'm ready for a cold glass of water.
Yeah, like so sometimes I feel like when you do this, I was like, oh yeah, I gotta talk. It doesn't catch my breath. But hopefully it's like at home that you're able to do it and incorporate it into your workout routine. And be sure to check out Walk at Home on YouTube and their website, because there's so many great routines and things that you can do right from your home. If you're in Pittsburgh, come to Walk, Run, Lift Studio here in the Strip District. And you know, Taja, I'm really excited for this next segment. You're gonna love this.
Ooh.
It's a young woman, a young teenage girl named London Creach. She had a basketball clinic, and it's truly incredible, and just hearing the background story and her heart and how it ties into something she's dealt personally with her family. So take a look. London Creach is a resilient teenage girl who's driven to make an impact both on and off the court. She's a senior at Oakland Catholic High School in Pittsburgh, and in 2024, she was named Pittsburgh Tribune Review's 5A Player of the Year. London is the host of a basketball clinic for youth called Court Time with Creach, and the proceeds of the event are going to benefit Adult and Teen Challenge of Pennsylvania, a faith-based treatment program for young people and adults who struggle with addiction. London, it is such a joy to have you on the Glory Hour. Thank you for saying yes and for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, it's like, you know, it really warms my heart when I just see beautiful young women that love God, that are really committed to like making his glory known. And can you just tell us a little bit about you and your story?
Well, I started playing basketball in 4th grade, and I feel like ever since I started playing, I always wanted to make a difference. I've always taken it serious, and this year for me has been a really big year. And in February, I tore my ACL after an undefeated season, tore it during the playoffs, and I had to figure out how to be a leader without being on the court. So, and also that injury made me find myself, because usually I was just about basketball and I didn't have time for anything else, but it really made me sit down and think to myself, like, I need to find out who I really am without basketball. So, yeah.
Well, I love what you said about, you know, sometimes when we first face adversity and challenge, especially in sports, is like you said something, I had to really find out and discover who I am as a leader and also who I am off the court. Because a lot of times I know with athletics, like I ran track and field, it's like you can be so embodied. It can be like all that people know you for, that you are trying to rediscover yourself. So what are some things that even God would show you as you had to take time to heal and rest from your injury? What are some things that he showed you?
I mean, that I'm still a leader even without playing basketball. I signed up for BSU with prior to
So what's
me
BSU?
saying my names. Black Student Union.
Okay.
Yeah, so I signed up for that. I wanted to be president, but I got vice president, so it was good. Just still being able to be somewhat of a leader without basketball is what I found.
Yeah, and so what are some ways that you've seen that you're able to exemplify being a leader beyond basketball? What are some things that you've learned about yourself in this season?
I don't know. I think I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
So it's just going to take some time. I haven't really put much thought into it, just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and I know it's like I'm 36, so it's like I was a teenage girl, like in your shoes, like 20 years ago, right? No, where there's times where you're on a journey, you're figuring things out, you're learning about yourself, and every step of the journey is beautiful. And it's like, girl, you got a lot of time to figure it all out. And like when you put your hope and your trust in Jesus, God will lead you every step of the way. And I want to talk about your basketball clinic that you're doing. Tell us about what it is, what inspired you to do it.
So the basketball clinic is for boys and girls. It's going to be at the Fold in Penn Hills. And what inspired me was the injury. And every year at Oakland Catholic, we do a camp in the summer for middle school girls. And this summer, it kind of hit different. Like I had engaged with the kids even more, and they really loved me. And it inspired me to want to do a basketball camp because my mom's been like pushing on, trying to make me do a camp. And I just never acknowledged it because I was always about basketball, just got to get better. But after that camp, I just thought to myself, like, I could really inspire other kids. So I just decided to do a camp, and I decided to donate all the money to Adult and Teen Challenge because of my situation. I have a close family member that's dealing with the same thing, and I know how that impacts the family members, and I know what it's like to see somebody change and see somebody's acts change as well. So I really wanted to help people like that.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful is that, like, for one, that you're helping young girls, like, that you're a role model, they look up to you, and using the basketball clinic for that. And I just want to, I want to go for a moment, just a bit of talking about like the family piece of addiction. Cause me too, same thing, like family members that are in recovery, family members that are struggling. But what can you just tell us a little bit about and what goes on in a basketball clinic for those of us who have no idea that have never been on court? Like, cause I was telling you even before we got on, y'all, I can't make a hoop. Okay. I'm just on defense. Like my husband he played basketball. We've tried to be on the court and he's like, I can't miss. I can't do threes, can't lay up, none of it. I can't do any of this. So can you just tell us a little bit about what goes on in a basketball clinic?
Well, first you got to stretch. And, we just play music, stretch, warm up. We'll do like 3-man weave. That's when you pass it and you make a layup down the court. And then you go into like drills and skills. So that's where all there's different stations, and they're harder than the warm-ups. So after that, we'll do like competitions and stuff, and then we'll play games. And that's really it. But it's gonna be a hard one.
Oh, it's gonna be hard because you're the coach, right? Like you're gonna get them working. Yeah. Like, oh, that's awesome. And so, just even want to talk about for a moment because your basketball clinic, the proceeds are going to benefit Adult and Teen Challenge in Pennsylvania. And so, I have a family member who went through the program, and so it means a lot. It means a lot to me. So even when I heard about your story, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And just want to ask you, a lot of us can relate exactly where we're having a loved one that's in addiction. So from your own experience, can you just talk about what that's like walking through it, especially as a teenage girl? I mean, that's a different perspective. I feel like as adults, we know what it's like, but what's it been like for you?
Well, me and her were really close, and we had got closer over the years, and just seeing the change in her acts and the change in her appearance, it hurts a lot. And you think when they're saying they're getting better, then they go back, it's like it hurts a lot. And I feel like everything's starting to add up to me from when I was younger, and like seeing how she's changed throughout the years, it kind of makes sense now, because when I'm young, like, I don't really know what's going on. But now that I'm older and like I'm seeing what this really does to people, like, it just makes me want to help instead of like just push them away, you know?
Yeah. And I know for like, I have so many friends and loved ones and just even family members, it's the same thing as like, you see this person you love, but because they are addicted to the substance and they don't mean to, the way somebody's explained it to me, it's like, they don't, their heart and their desire, they hate it at the end of the day, but it's just, the way that their brain chemistry is wired, that someone was explaining to me, is that it's their bodies, like the same way we get hungry, that's how they feel about the drug. And so they push everything away, and the people they love most. And it's really difficult and it's hard and it's painful. But I think what you're doing is you're turning your pain into purpose. Yeah. And I just commend you. I think it's so honorable what you're doing. And, you know, I know if you had a chance to go check out the Adult and Teen Challenge location that's like located in this area. And you're also going to be going up to the, in Rehearsburg to, like, you know, have a tour. And I think that is truly, truly incredible. And, you know, London, I also want to ask, you know, as a senior, last year of high school, what are your future plans that you plan to do, and what has God put in your heart for moving forward?
Well, for my senior year, you know, I plan to go all the way this season, because like these past 2 years we were this close, but we always just came short. So I really want to go all the way. And then after my high school year, I'm going to RMU, so I want to go for business and maybe do something like with basketball within a business, like maybe more camps or something. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Well, I think that's beautiful. Robert Morris University is a great college. It's like still in this area, still be close to mom. Yeah. I know she's like happy about that, but also because you're going to be on the basketball team as well. So that is truly incredible. And, you know, my heart, and just even hearing just where God is calling you and taking you, that just know it is a journey, and he's going to lead you every step of the way, and anything is possible. And just wanted to encourage you with that, and know that, you know, you have a community that believes in you and is behind you. And I just, even just from meeting you like this first time, I see the promise, I see the light, and I see that God is going to use you in very powerful ways for your community, and just bringing purpose to people and helping them to find the greatness within, because you are discovering that greatness that's within you because of God.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you so much, London, just for taking the time to have this conversation. Anything else on your heart that you'd like to share?
Yeah, thank you for your donation.
You're welcome.
Yeah, and thank you for all my volunteers that's been helping me with this camp. And thank you for all the people that signed up too.
Yeah, well, we're looking really forward to it. So thank you for all you're doing. It's just the beginning.